So I just want to welcome everyone. I know most of us know each other, but I'm going to do some quick intros. So we have Ria Mins here. We have the beautiful Dee, the beautiful and talented artist Rachel. I'm Jen, and our handsome special guest, Chad Hollywood Collins. Chad is a talented American actor, best known for his roles as sexy Brandon Beckett in the Sony Sniper franchise. He also stars in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, playing Alex Echo 31. Chad is an amazing ambassador for fitness, confidence, wellness, and Young Living essential oils. He's a motivator for many, including myself and all of you. We appreciate that he's given us some time out of his busy schedule eating tacos. Were they good tacos, Chad?
You know I don't eat tacos. I eat the burrito bowl.
So thank you for your time. Just a reminder to everybody to stay on mute unless you're asking your question, just to eliminate background noise. Nice. And I want to thank everybody for sending their questions in advance. I know you're all excited to talk to Chad. So don't be shy. He won't bite unless you're lucky. And the first question is from Rachel. So I'll turn it over to you.
Do you use anything to help you feel like energized? You know, like you want to be at your optimum performance during a cardio workout. Is there anything you take, or do you rely on your, sort of positive thinking?
Almost every time that I work out, whether it's the gym or playing basketball or boxing or whatever, the only thing I ever take with me is water and an empty stomach. I'm not one of those guys that can eat like a big meal and then go to the gym. Like I have to have an empty stomach or else I'll literally not feel well. So I don't know. I know a lot of people are into like pre-workout supplements and stuff like that, and I never have been. So yeah, I just I don't know. I feel lighter when I have an empty stomach. I feel like it helps me plow through the workouts that much easier, just not feeling like weighed down. But I know that's just me. It's not for everybody. Sometimes maybe I'll have like a piece of fruit like 30 minutes before I go and work out, but it's about as fancy as it gets.
Good to know. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
And also, let me just take a minute and thank you, Jen, for the lovely introduction, and for Dorota and everybody else who organized this. It's nice to chat with you all, and thank you all for sending your questions. I love that this group is formed. I love that you're all helping and supporting each other. So hopefully I can give some insiders some pearls of wisdom that could help you all in your fantastic journey. So I suppose I should have started with that.
My question. Okay, so you know how people do those like crazy detoxes? Like the fasting and that. Do you think that's efficient for a workout regime?
Speaking for myself, I've never done it. I've never done the lemonade 21-day diet thing. I've never done, water fast or juice cleanse fast, for any significant amount of time. I do intermittent fasting, which is basically just you're fasting just about every single day. You only eat kind of like in an 8 to 10 hour window, and then the other remaining hours in the day you're not eating, which gives your body like time to do a natural reset. And I found that always has worked for me. I've never been a big breakfast guy. Even when I used to eat breakfast, it was kind of like leftover hamburger, like maybe some bacon and stuff like that. So I don't go there either. So intermittent fasting is cool. It's always worked for me. It's what we've been doing since we were primitive hunter-gatherer cavemen and women. Back in the day, food was always scarce at times, so you would go a day or two without eating, and that just triggers your metabolism, that triggers certain hormones to preserve and keep your body healthy. And so intermittent fasting is a technique that you can use to really support your immune system, your metabolism. You can help losing weight, obviously, just keeping your hours, your window eating hours smaller. It just has a ton of health benefits. Because I think the number one thing that people don't realize is that eating takes a lot of energy. And when you're always eating, your body never gets a break. And nothing takes more energy from your body than digestion. So if you're never giving your body a break from digestion, it can't really support a lot of the other functions in your body, whether that's healing, whether that's, detoxing, or any number of things that keep all your systems going. So intermittent fasting has always been great for me. I like feeling lean and mean to start every single day, and it just has a ton of health benefits on top of it. And there's tons of articles, blogs, people who have, talked about intermittent fasting. Dave Asprey, Asprey, who he's the founder of Bulletproof Coffee, and he's a biohacker. He's a great guy. I listen to his podcast all the time. He's got a lot of great books. Bulletproof Diet being one of them. He just released a book on intermittent fasting. So if anybody's ever curious about what that is or what that involves, he is definitely a person to look to for health and lifestyle guidance, because he's done it all and he does it all, himself as well.
Okay, thanks.
Well, that's great, but I think I can only fast if I will stay in a bed all day.
I actually have chips at night.
No, but thank you. That's a great answer. I've just lost mine. I think we all agree that the lockdown was very challenging for everyone, and most of the people start appreciating like the little things a bit more and doing like new skills and everything. Is there anything you started to do during the lockdown and you think that you will carry on post lockdown, just to keep sane and sort of start that different lifestyle now?
Yeah, you nailed it. It definitely forced us all to look at our lifestyles, in general, and make changes or adapt to the conveniences we had before. Right, they're gone away. So I was pretty fortunate that I go to a private gym out in Los Angeles, and they found a way to comply with standards for LA County, and by appointment only, and they, masks at all times and stuff like that. But they did close down for a good 4 or 5 months of the lockdown, and relegated the use of their gym just to any outdoor areas. So I actually took up swimming. I would swim laps. I would do a little workout outdoors with whatever weights I could drag outside, and then I would just swim 15, 20 laps at first at the end of every workout, which I found to be really amazing. And swimming is great. I'm not a good swimmer, but I can stay afloat long enough to drag myself back from one end to the other end of the pool. So that is something that I think that I will keep doing, because it's good for the body. It's easy on the joints rather than jogging 2 or 3 miles a day and stuff like that. So that was something that I never thought I would do, but necessity breeds invention, as they say. So I actually just took up lap swimming for the first time literally in my life. So I think that's something that I'll probably carry on with me as well. Oh, and to further expand points, there was a while where I was doing a lot of home workouts, and all I had was a kettlebell and a couple of dumbbells, and I had just some bands, resistance bands. And so I had to get inventive with just doing body weight exercises, whether that's push-ups or planks or stuff like that, and making the most of what little equipment I had, which was, what everybody kind of had to do at first. I remember in the US anyway, everybody was sold out of fitness products. Like Amazon sold out of pull-up bars and everything else in the first 2 weeks. And so I think that a lot of those fitness equipment things, those are really great to have. Kettlebell is really versatile. You can do so many things with it. Resistance bands are really versatile. You can, if you travel to visit someplace, a job, family, whatever, resistance bands, I brought mine here just in case I didn't, have a gym on location out here. And they're just light. You take them anywhere, and you can do 1,000 different exercises with them. So yeah, gyms ain't for everybody.
Great, thank you.
I just wanted to ask you a question. How do you stay motivated? There are times where you think, I don't want to do this. And, how do you keep yourself motivated in general?
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I obviously, what I love to do as an actor. I love physical roles when I'm lucky enough to get those sorts of things. So I really, that motivates and inspires me, thinking about, the roles that wouldn't it be fun to play this, or wouldn't it be fun to play that type of character? And, a lot of those, involve, whether it's a cop or a soldier or a superhero or whatever, it involves a degree of, capability. You have to look capable on screen. It's why you see, Chris Hemsworth go from, a handsome, normal looking guy to Thor, which is insane, and that's what a lot of those parts require. And it's impressive the transformations they do. But I don't know. I always grew up playing sports, and I that always just kind of stuck with me. I've always been active, even as a kid, and I just feel like I've always been curious to know like what my body is capable of, and there's nothing more satisfying than pushing yourself, to reach a goal, whether that's to lose weight or change the appearance of your physique, build muscle, whatever have you, or even just to accomplish something like running a half marathon or something to work towards. And I've always loved that. I've always loved the physical and mental challenge that comes with exercising and competing. And it's why I love sports like boxing. It's why until the pandemic shut us down, I was still playing in a basketball league, at my ripe old age, which I just loved going to that once or twice a week. So, that for me is it's just been something that I've discovered at a young age. And it's just something that I have, carried through with me, luckily, into my acting career. But I think you asked a great question. I think exercise, physical fitness, that sort of stuff, it's at times in certain people's lives, it always hasn't been like that important or a really strong value for them. But then, as life changes, sometimes it is, and they want to get into it and they want to explore it and try it on for the first time or get back into it like they were before. And I think that, motivation it's just something that's got to come from within. It's got to feel more like inspiration. You got to be excited to want to do it. And physical exercise is hard. Like, you'll be sore when you're done, right? If you're doing it right. And so, inspiration can quickly like dip off if you're getting out of bed really sore every single morning. So, I feel like, and I've probably talked about it on some group chats and Instagram lives and whatever else before, but I do think that if you can find your reasons why, why you want to start a workout program, why you want to, change your body in this way, why you want to be fitter or healthier or whatever, finding those really good feeling reasons why. So it becomes an inside job. You're already good here, and that's going to help you show up, to the gym or with the trainer, or sign up for those courses online, whatever you feel like is speaking to you. So I think that's a big step that most people skip, is they don't line up their own really great reasons why. So it does become motivation. It's just, the alarm goes off at 6:30, you got to go and start your day with a workout. And, if you don't have those strong feelings about why you're doing this, and the bigger picture and the goals you're trying to reach, it's really easy to hit snooze, right? But if you're excited to do it because there's a change, a transformation coming at the end of it, long term, because you sat with it in your mind and your heart, and you've lined up with it there, it's so much easier to stay on track. There's certainly days where I don't want to roll to the gym because I'm already sore. But, then I think of, being ready for an acting role. I think of, pushing new boundaries, for my own body. And, it gets me there. And once you get there, you're usually pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question.
It's me.
I know you.
Hi.
Hi, Beth.
Hi. Okay, mine's a fun question.
Okay.
I get asked the cheeky question. It's always fun I enjoy working out with, other people sometimes, having a buddy at the gym. Oh my God, I'm gonna blush now. Would you work out with me? That's my question.
Of course I would. That'd be great. Now it's funny because I've never been, outside of playing, basketball or like a team sport
Right.
or something like that. I've always been a dude who just, it's like my gym is my special time. You know, I put on my headphones and I listen to my super hard rock that nobody wants to hear that loud except me. So it's always been my like little getaway time to just kind of push my body and listen to the music that I love as loud as I possibly can. Anybody else, I've been going to the same gym in LA for like 15 years. They'll tell you that I'm not a social guy. Like a lot of people come to the gym to slap backs and talk and whatever else. I'm just like, can't hear you, not interested. I'm here to do my thing. But I do think there is power in having, you know, a workout partner. I love it. You know, people get trainers, and I'm a big fan of that. A lot of my buddies out in LA are trainers, and really good ones. And I think whatever keeps you accountable, whatever keeps you on schedule to meet your goals, there's no wrong way to go about it. And if that means working out in a group or you know, with a partner, I think that's a really important, powerful tool. I know it's a little harder to do these days with the pandemic, but you know, online group classes where everybody's there together, I think is a really, really cool thing that has burst on the scene in a whole new way. But for sure, you need me to spot you on the bench press, Lady Macbeth. I'll spot you any day.
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh my
I love it.
Well, I'm next, Scarlett. I know that you have a special diet and you talk a lot about it. My question is, did you prepare your food, or did you cook your own food, or you are the guy from delivery for special food? Especially when you are on location. I mean, you go
Right.
out, and how do you do to keep your diet?
Yeah. Hi, Scarlett, by the way.
Hello.
Love your wallpaper.
Yes, I needed to have some inspiration.
I would say my mom would love your wallpaper. I could do without it, but that's a good question. I always make my own food. I'm not a foodie. You know, I can't really enjoy all the fancy stuff that most people enjoy. So there's almost no point in me going out to fancy restaurants or whatever. I do occasionally, but I just, you know, I'm always that guy who leaves a huge tip because I've modified every single thing on my plate. Like, please no bread, please no cheese, please no butter, please. So it's just always, I'm that guy, you know. And so I've always loved making my own food. I eat really simply, and I eat the same thing over and over and over again. It does not bother me, you know, at all to do that. So I know food is something to really be enjoyed, you know, and people enjoy it, and I can't blame them because it's been years since I've had a lot of fun things that I used to eat all the time. But you know, I didn't feel good, you know, and so on a long enough timeline of not feeling good, the decision for me was easy to just let it go. And you know, much healthier for it and happier for it because my stomach isn't always twisted around in a pretzel as a result of it. So yeah, I would say 90%, 95% of my own food, you know, when I'm able to at home and everything else. And you take one look in my refrigerator and be very bored. I would just have to say that. Very, very, very bored. It's just meat and vegetables, and that's basically it.
Okay, thank you so much. And for
Mhm.
Dorota, for the next Queen question, he can cook for us. We can see the recipes online. He cooking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need 3 ingredients, Scarlett, from my world. You need olive oil, steak goes on the olive oil, asparagus goes in the oven. There it is.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a simple man.
Second one is, I just want to know what is your realization about life? I mean, what life actually means to you?
It's a good question. It's a very spiritual, philosophical question. I like it. For me, you know, everybody knows that saying, you know, you can't take it with you. You know, when you pass, you pass, and all the money, all the things, you know, they don't necessarily go with you, you know, and so they just become things. And so I just think happiness is what we're all here to seek, you know, and that looks a little different for everybody. And so, you know, I'm a pretty spiritual guy. You know, I'm a law of attraction guy. I've always loved to expand my heart, my mind, you know, through the teachings of the masters, you know, whether it's philosophy or spirituality and stuff like that. And they all kind of come back to the same thing. It's about living a fulfilled, happy life. And I think that we're all just here
What is
on
happy
this.
life?
What is happy life for me?
Mm-hmm.
You mean? For me, it's, I don't know. I'm lucky to be able to have the career that I have, you know, to be able to do a job that I love full time, you know, or no matter how hard a movie shoot is, it always feels like play, even if it's a 16-hour day and freezing cold temperatures and I'm soaking wet. It's so much better to me than you know, having to go back into an office, which is where I started working out of. And so I, you know, follow your bliss is a very popular saying from a guy named Joseph Campbell, who was a master storyteller and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like every day as an actor, even if it does feel exhausting at times, it feels more like play than work. And I feel like the more things in your life, my life, you can treat as play, then also grow from it, thrive from it, the better, the happier you will be. So I don't know. I mean, I love being active. I love being out in the sun. You know, I love, you know, exercising and staying fit. I love gaming, as you've all seen me struggle through gaming live on Twitch. You know, there's a lot of things I'm passionate about. I love reading, you know, books, stuff like that. All these things make me happy and more fulfilled. So that's, you know, that's my version.
Okay. So, do you follow any, I mean, any to-do list or something like that on daily basis? That
A daily list? Yeah, I'm a big list guy. I have lists for everything. I have too many lists. I have like, you know, scraps of paper with lists all over the place on them that I try to do my best to. I don't. I have to write them down. That's why they're written down. And so on my phone, I make lists all the time, things to do, little reminders here and there, and whatever else. So yeah, I try to stay as organized as possible in my own life. Lists make me happy.
Okay. So your phone memory is full of lists.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The more lists, the better.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mike.
Okay. Good question.
Okay, I'm actually going to ask a question for Sylvina. Do you have a list? Do you have a list to keep track of your lists? I'm joking. That's not the question.
No, I should look into that though.
Actually, how you?
Okay, the real question. What is your opinion on vegetarianism and veganism? Do you think these food choices are good for your body?
Before I discovered the paleo diet, which is again that meat vegetables scenario that works really well for me, I tried going vegetarian and I tried doing veganism. I probably spent a good 6 to 8 months in my mid to late 20s trying that first. It just didn't work. No, did not work at all. Just heavy on grains and beans and you know, because you don't have regular animal proteins, you're eating stuff like eggs and more dairy all the time, and those things don't really agree with me. You know, those are highly allergenic things to a lot of people. So for me, it was the paleo diet was opposite. You know, it was taking away the grains, the refined sugars, no dairy. I don't do eggs, although eggs are allowed on the paleo diet. It was taking all the things that literally made me feel terrible, and it took them out of the equation. And but I you know, I know people enjoy being vegetarian, pescatarian, just eating fish. Obviously, I live in LA. I know tons of people who are vegan, and sometimes that's a lifestyle choice because of how they feel about animals and the planet. Sometimes it's you know, just about their bodies and what they want to put into them. But yeah, I think it's really tricky because I would never advocate that somebody eats something they don't want to or spiritually disagrees with something they don't line up with. But, you know, vegans can have a hard time. with B vitamins and lacking a lot of essential minerals that you would find by eating healthy, humanely raised, steak or cow or whatever. So it's to each their own, and everybody's body is different, really. So I would just always encourage to listen to your body, really see how your body reacts to certain foods. And if you love the food, but it gives your body some trouble, then at least you know what you're getting into each time you decide to pick it up again, right? But I know it works for me, and I'm always happy to share my journey and what has worked for me. But I know that doesn't work for everybody. So yeah, I don't know. It's if there's vegetarians and vegans out there who are totally thriving and very, very healthy, it's more power to you. I've gone more vegan lately with my protein shakes and a lot of the other stuff that I do, more than I ever have in my life before, and I feel great. And but I'm not 100% vegan in that way. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, whatever makes you happy and whatever serves your body the best, I'm all for it.
Beer and wings.
Anna?
It's me.
Hello.
Here.
Hold on, I have to find you. Scrolling
Hello.
on my phone. Hi, Anna.
Hi. Can you tell me if this partial good genetics, did you at any point in life had any concerns about your appearance?
About my appearance?
Yes. And you have a good genetics. And
genetics, yeah.
Yes, good genetics. Yeah. And in any point in your life, you had any concerns about your appearance?
I haven't really. If I had been concerned about my appearance, I probably would have taken a lot better care of myself starting when I was younger. But I don't have many vices, bad things in my life. But I have a couple. I have the balance. I won't eat a whole box of cookies, but like once in a while I'll have like a really great Belgian ale beer. I don't care about the appearance so much. I love to be in the sun. I don't usually wear sunscreen very much. I don't always burn. If I'm going to be outside for a long time, I will. But I typically like to just be outdoors and be active. And if that means some more wrinkles, okay. If that means, this, that, or whatever, I don't care. We're lucky as actors, we get hair and makeup artists on Apollo. So we have people paid to make us look better than we do. Good lighting. It's great.
Okay.
So you're seeing the ugly version of me now. But all the movies and all the games and stuff like that is the super polished version.
Okay.
That's the version of me with no bad habits.
So I think I am next one. And my question is about Young Living. If you have any sort of homemade product which you use, and if yes, what is it?
Hi, Monica. Good
Hi.
question. Hi. It's fun to mix up some stuff. I think like during the early pandemic, I was taking eucalyptus, and I was taking like peppermint, and I was like, that was like all around my apartment, or I would take like citronella. I would take a lot of stuff that's known for cleansing and purifying, and I would, experiment with like putting them all together and see how that feels. So I think what's cool, about Young Living, and I'm sure most of you know what that is. A lot of us all really, really love their products and use them quite frequently on this call. But I think that they just have amazing blends of stuff as is, and I'm not so creative. So I know that there's entire blogs about like mix 2 drops of this, 3 drops.
Yes,
a lot of you post
exactly.
about that. I'm always impressed. I'm always very, very impressed. But I like it out of the bottle, like the themes and stuff. Yeah. And
so you like the ready stuff for you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. I'll get a little experimental once in a while if the mood strikes me, but I find that the stuff that they have is already so great. I brought, on the trip I'm on now, I brought my Thieves roll-on and my Valor roll-on and, a number of other things, my toothpaste, a Thieves toothpaste. So I just love those blends that they already have. But yeah, if you've got any good blends, shoot them over to me. Maybe one day I'll experiment in my lab.
And I use in my beauty products in oils, so in like coconut oils, and then I just mixed other ones, which is good for my skin. So
I've done that too. I've read some wonderful resources you all have posted, and like for a night lotion.
Yes.
Just like what is it, geranium? Sometimes some extra lavender, stuff like that, just to kind of let the plants go to work. I could use the help.
Sure. Thank you.
Good question.
I think it's me next. So hello.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi. I really struggle being a mum and doing normal house jobs and things to find the energy to work out at certain times of the day. So I would really like to know if you have a routine of what time of the day is best for you to get going, and if there's anything food wise to give you the most energy to get started.
That's a good question. Well, you're a real superhero. I'm just a pretender because I'm not watching a little one. So I don't have any excuse to go and exercise a few times a week. So it's always impressive. And I know it's probably really hard to find a balance, and the time management for stuff like that. I think, something that, and again, as schedule allows, is finding a group, finding an online fitness course that is scheduled at a certain time. Personally for me, my schedule as an actor is always so up and down every single day. Like no 2 days are alike, which is something I love about this industry. But, if I had, a child of my own or even pets or anything, like that would be very, very challenging for me. So I totally get it. I go to the gym when I have the time and I feel inspired to do it. And it's all different hours. But, for you, given your day-to-day commitments, some scheduling would become important. And I'm, like I said before, I make all my own food. But I make it in big batches, because I don't want to have to go and cook everything from scratch every single time. So, I have a big crock pot. Maybe they're called something else internationally, but they're basically just a big ceramic pot that heats. And for 4 or 6 hours, it just cooks all your food. So I literally smash everything into this, and then I just let it go for 4 hours, and I just have mostly that for 3 or 4 days. And that's been a huge time saver for me, because I understand that the temptation would be to go out and get food every single time because you just don't want to cook anymore. So yeah, I don't know, maybe that's something you'd be interested in, or maybe there's such a lovely group of people here to be able to connect with them and figure out some online courses or just a fitness program that you could both do and stay accountable with each other for. If you don't have a crock pot, it'll change your life. Set it and forget it.
We have slow cookers here, so I think it's the same thing.
It is. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, slow cooker. Exactly.
Thank you.
So yeah, well, keep it up. I know it's got to be a big time challenge, and I can't even relate to what that would be like. I bought my first potted plant over Christmas, and it's even that on a daily basis has been like, what did I sign up for? But so anyway, rock on, and I know you can do it for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. I think I'm next, I don't know. We are big Ninja Turtles fans in this house, and I just wanted to ask you if you could choose one to work out with, who would you choose?
Okay, hold on. There we go. All right. Sorry, Gemma. Did you say Ninja Turtles?
Yes.
That's
if you
my
could choose
girl.
one
I love it.
to work out with, who would you choose?
I love it. I would say if I wanted the best workout, I would have to go Leonardo, because that guy does not mess around. He's the leader. He's the organized one. Michelangelo would totally skip it and eat pizza, and Raphael would probably be sleeping off a hangover, and Donatello would be like nerding out on his smartphone about something. So I think Leonardo would be the only one that would get anything done. So I'd go with Leonardo. Leonardo leads, just like the song.
Awesome.
That's a great question.
Had to be different.
It's amazing.
Okay. Do you use essential oils for meditation? And if yes, what do you use?
For meditation, is what you said,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay. Yes, I love essential oils for meditating. I always have a what is the blend? Either a peace and calming or stress away roll on that I just kind of get going here and there and whatever before I go into meditation. So those are my two go-to ones for sure. Yeah, those are
cool. I haven't tried
fantastic.
it yet. So.
Yeah, nice big inhales.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, this is a long question, so I hope you have a list to write this down with. So
Dang
I
it.
feel that mental health has been a big concern during COVID, especially even to those that generally don't have mental health issues. I don't know how, I haven't been in the loony bin yet, but do you think when celebrities come to the forefront and discuss their mental health issues that it helps the social stigma?
Yeah, no, I think it's honestly brave for anyone to speak out, about challenges or asking for help. I do think that celebrity voices can certainly help lend to the cause and bring things to light. I think that's the advantage they have. They have a platform, and it's really cool to see when they use it for a good cause or to shine a light on something where people are challenged or hurting and anything else like that. And there's not a person on this planet who doesn't or hasn't or won't someday have those kind of mental challenges, right? Whether that's depression or any number of other things. We are always shifting and changing human beings all throughout our entire life. So just in a lot of chats I've had with you all, I know taking care of things up here is priority one. And I find that when I do that, everything else in my life is smoother and easier for me, lining up my thoughts, lining up my beliefs, just being very consistent with that sort of stuff, and checking in with yourself. And things feel off, like really just kind of go within and try to figure out what that is, and try to get some insight and some guidance from within yourself to figure that sort of stuff out. But I like it when public figures lend their voices to particular causes like this. And I know that people have been challenged in so many brand new ways because of that pandemic and that lockdown. I know that was a big thing for people, being separated from families or losing their jobs or having to worry about, everything from their apartment, getting evicted. A ton of things affected a ton of people. And I know that depression rates, suicide rates, they all skyrocketed. And it was a really, really sad thing. So I think that if there is a silver lining out of this whole pandemic, it's that, people will take that more seriously now, help people get the help that they do need. More resources have been made available. People have been made more aware of the resources available for the mental health and support that they could go out there and get. I don't think that that's looked at as weakness anymore. I think that's died with the older generations, talking about your feelings and stuff like that. Therapy exists. All sorts of ways to heal and to get better exist. And I think that it's always a brave choice, not a weak one, to go out and find that and seek that, and I really would encourage anybody who's feeling challenged in those ways to just find someone to talk to, even if it's a therapist or a counselor of some sort, and just get it off your chest. And if that doesn't do the trick, you can look into a lot of other things like meditation and everything else.
Okay, so my next question was actually about Young Living oils again, but you sort of answered the question. So I might skip it to the next one. Do you have any favorite motivational quote or mantra which you like to repeat? And if yes, what is it?
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the one I had said earlier, talking about Joseph Campbell and follow your bliss. I'm really just a huge fan of that. Really just, and there's a million things, big and small, that could be your bliss and could lead to happiness. And I think that recognizing what that is and just taking steps towards it always is going to enrich your quality of life. It'll help keep you on the path to living that happy life. So, follow your bliss is a great one. And if I gotta really nerd out here, I'll go with Han Solo. Never tell me the odds. Star Wars, gotta do it.
Thank you.
Even you already replied, you still are in the keto diet, or you do a mixes of different diet methodologies or programs?
Yeah, no, I do. I've never done the keto diet. I think that naturally my diet has probably looked like, the keto diet, just by coincidence. But I've always been, the paleo diet version of myself for going back to 2007, 2008, whatever it is. So that is just always been what works for me. I know people who have had great success on the keto diet, lost a lot of weight, just gotten overall generally healthier. I find I like a little bit different mix and a different balance. I know keto is very, 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 very heavy on fat. And I know that over time can be bad for your liver. In fact, most people who recommend the keto diet say just go in and out of it. Don't stay on it forever, because that can have really bad long-term effects from what I understand. But I've never done it, and at least not on purpose. So I don't know. I don't know that I have much interest in it. I feel like I what I have now kind of works for me. And as much as I would love to just eat gobs and gobs and gobs of fat, I don't know that would serve me all that well either, as fun as it sounds.
Thank you, Chad.
Welcome.
So I will read Sylvina question as she's not here. What is your take, or you answered sort of that one as well, but what is your take on a yoga and meditation?
Well, meditation is great, and I try to do it, as often as I can. With anything else in life, life gets busy. Sometimes I'll fall off that wagon, but I always find my way back to it. So that's always great for me to start a day, or just find 10, 15 minutes, in a day to just do it really simply. It's nice to just stop yourself and just breathe. You don't have to be a master meditator, to just enjoy 10 to 15 minutes of just quiet time for yourself. And it's always served me really well. So I'm a big fan. I think it's really, really great. And, in terms of yoga, I've certainly done yoga in the past. I can't say I'm the biggest fan. I probably should do a lot more, because I know how great it is for you. But I've done hot yoga. I've done yoga off the DVDs and YouTube videos. I haven't done yoga in a while, but I think there's a lot of stretches and moves that I kind of naturally incorporate, just here and there, whether it's to warm up for the gym or a workout, or after a workout, during a stretch or something like that. So I'm a big fan of it. I know that, a lot of people don't like to mix it up with weights, because they don't know what they're doing with weights, or they don't have much experience, or they're just not really interested in doing all the heavy stuff. So I think yoga is a great, workout alternative that combines, that meditation, that breathing, that flow, with actual doing something that's also physically great for your body. So big fan. Don't know that I'll be doing it a ton more, but maybe one of these days I'll become a yogi.
I just need to know, Michael, have you ever faced anything like this, that feeling low and something like that, and how you recover those stage?
Yeah, I had there's been many challenges that I've had, in my life, and anybody could, certainly have had much worse, than whatever I went through. But there was definitely a time, probably in my late 20s, where I just felt like I just didn't have the answers, and I didn't know what I was doing or where I was going. Um, Stuff with a relationship was challenging, and the career stuff was stressful because I was managing a full-time office job and trying to do a full-time acting career. I just felt pulled apart at all ends, and so it was more of a existential crisis. I wouldn't say it was a total lapse into depression or anything serious like that, but it was very stressful and a lot of just anxiety about what am I doing and where am I going kind of stuff. And I think that's where I started to discover, the law of attraction and getting in touch with my spiritual side and understand how energy works and how the body, mind, and spirit are all connected. And that was an area up until my life that I had kind of neglected, the spiritual side, or merging the spiritual and the mental side, and really kind of mastering my thoughts and putting my thoughts to work for me rather than being a victim to my thoughts, when I was thinking less than good thoughts for me. So has my life around greatly, just those spiritual teachings, talking about law of attraction, spirit science, just learning about how the universe at large operates and how to kind of harness that in a very real, practical way for yourself, and to kind of feel like you are creating your life rather than just having life happen to you. And so that was a big change for me. And it felt like I discovered the answers to a test. And once you have the answers, there's no looking back. So it's always served me really, really well. And I couldn't recommend it enough for the changes that it made in my life.
Thank you so much. And one thing
So
I
welcome.
must say, you are really very truly inspirational.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you very much.
Inspired me a lot. I mean, I mean it.
I wouldn't question you. That's very sweet. Thank you. You've been nothing but lovely, as all of you have here, and I always appreciate the kind words and the support.
We are lovely because you are lovely. That's why.
Oh, thank you.
Anna, is it this one that you're trying to say? Is it, how does it feel to be so motivational and inspiring to your fans?
Well, it's lovely to hear, but I'll just be blunt and say that it's none of my business. I'm just trying to be me, and I'm really flattered that people look at what I do, or how blessed I am to have the career I have and stuff. And I love that they can take some inspiration away from that, motivation away from that. I feel like that's a really, really cool, amazing thing. And I always want to uplift. I always want to be of service in any way that I can. I always want to put being a good person first before anything else. And if the least I can offer is kindness, that's no sweat off anybody's back, But no, it is flattering. I don't expect it, but I do think it is really, really nice to hear that people can find some inspiration and can make friends all around the world. I think that's what I've loved the most, is just that everyone here and everyone else in the groups and on social media and everything else, they're just really kind. And I feel like all the kind people are finding each other, no matter what country, no matter what time zone, no matter what language. And they're just having so much fun with each other. And I feel like, if I was some sort of small reason why everybody found each other and made new friends and is having a great time in life, that's awesome. I'll take it. But it's really more about how awesome each and every one of you is to find each other and to take advantage of that. And it really has very little to do with me, I promise.
Oh, there is another question that Anna wants to ask. I'm not sure if it's that one either as well, so I'm going to ask it as well. What is your favorite physical activity?
Favorite. That's good. I mean, I grew up playing football, but those years are way done. That's my favorite sport. American football. Sorry, not soccer. Not to offend anybody. The international crowd here. But I love playing basketball. I love boxing. But I'll go with basketball. I think basketball is really fun because it's a team sport, and it's just a constantly changing dynamic. Every single game, every single play, it's something that I always have enjoyed very much. So, and it's unlike football, it's the only one I play, to this day in terms of sports. So we'll say the hoops.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I think I'm next one. And I'm gonna skip 2 questions, and I'm gonna ask the last one just make happy Dorota, because I can see she's already laughing.
That wasn't my question.
That's okay. I know because of time management, I'm gonna ask that one for next. So Chad, you are our shirtless motivator in the group. And I would like to know who would be your shirtless motivator.
Oh my Lord. That's a tough question. Who would be my shirtless motivator? All right, I'll share a dirty little secret with everybody here. When I was in college, I went on eBay and I found the 2 Playboy issues of Cindy Crawford, because I had the biggest crush on the planet with Cindy Crawford. And I went on eBay and I bought these 2 old issues of Cindy Crawford, who's on the cover of Playboy magazine.
Okay, but I hope it's not your poster in the bathroom.
No, they didn't see much use. I think I lost them like right away. I don't know where they are. Poor Cindy. That's okay. I got over Cindy. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
I think you should ask your other one too, Monique.
Oh man, things are getting rough. I must sign off. Hold on, I'm losing you.
I have the other one, which is your butt doesn't hurt when you're playing so much COD?
Does my butt not hurt? Okay, I get it now.
We're sitting there for hours, and he have a small butt. It doesn't hurt because I can't sit that long.
You'll notice that every time I stream, it's all about the chair. Every hour and a half, I get up and take a break, for 10 minutes, and that literally is to get up and walk around, because I've had back and neck injuries from football, and so I can't always sit that long without being uncomfortable. So even when I stream, I always take a little 10-minute break every hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, it's I don't know how some people do it. Some people stream for 6 hours straight. I'm like, what are you wearing, diapers? How does that work?
I don't want to know. That's too much information for me.
Too much information. Funny.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Good question.
Back to me. So you answered both of my questions in the last one, so I'll just shoot on to my last question. I've recently just started rewatching Once Upon a Time, and I've just passed your episode, so I wanted to know how fun was it for you to recreate that character, and if you kind of secretly wished you had longer time to play him, and if you could have chosen another character to play, who would you have chosen?
All good questions. Such a good show, really. It wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I just know people love that show, and it was so well done, and a lot of people appreciate it. I was really lucky to be a part of it. I had a blast. For those that don't know, I played a character named Gerhard Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein's younger brother. He accidentally gets killed, and then he turns me into the Frankenstein's monster. And so we shot a really fun episode, in black and white, where I was kind of playing a zombie, more or less. And it was really cool and very well done in that Disney way. And I love that role. And, well, to get to the short answer, I've had this question asked at conventions before, and I would totally play Robin Hood. Like, I'm a big Robin Hood nerd. Like, I love fantasy medieval stuff and bows and arrows and knights and swords. So I can't remember who played Robin Hood. Was it Sean? Do you know, Joanna, who played Robin Hood in the show? I know that I met him. I'm blanking on his last name. He's a lovely guy. But he played, and I'm sure he crushed it. I don't think I saw much of his episodes, but Robin Hood would be the one for me. I grew up with that old animated Disney Robin Hood movie where the Robin Hood was a fox.
Yeah.
And like Little John was the bear. And so I grew up with that. So Robin Hood's always been my jam in terms of the Disney stuff. So that's who I would pick. And the final part of your question, was I bummed out that we didn't shoot more? We were supposed to shoot a lot more. And Hollywood works in such a crazy, weird way. I became really great friends with a guy who auditioned for that part and didn't get it. I played Dungeons and Dragons with a television writer who used to write for Once Upon a Time, who was in charge of writing more for my character, more episodes. But something happened. The lead actor, David Anders, the actor, I think that he got offered another show in a bigger part, and he left the show, and they let him leave, and so that kind of killed our storyline more or less. But I know there was big plans. I know there's a big plan for those characters to have, quite an adventure arc together, and it's one is pretty cool, and I'll take that, but it would have been fun to see where it would have went if we got a chance to do 5 or 6 or 7. So
absolutely, because there could have been so much potential with that character. So that's good to know that you could have had a chance. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great question. I'm glad you're rewatching it. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Me again. Do you have like a wee pre-workout routine? Like, how do you get yourself ready to work out?
Yeah. Usually getting in my truck and driving there is a big help. There's some days I don't want to do it, we've all been there. But it's like they say, once you get to the gym, everything else takes care of itself. So but in terms of, I used to be really young and reckless, and I would just show up and just go, balls to the wall, so to speak. But now I definitely take time to get like a little limber, and not like deep stretches, but just like range of motion, just get all the things going. Putting them through the motions and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll, do a little mile run to warm up, and just get the blood flowing and get the muscles loose and stuff like that. I did a therapy for my injuries I was talking about called Egoscue, and that was incredible. And there's a lot of Egoscue exercises that I'll do before I work out, just to make sure I don't tweak something, or, I used to have a lot of problem with back spasms. So just to prevent that sort of stuff, just get my body back into alignment before I start doing anything rigorous. So yeah, I do. I spend at least 5 to 10 minutes doing, what they call prehab, which is way better than rehab, because that means you've broken something or tore something. So prehab just kind of is preventative, kind of warm up stuff like that. That's nothing too crazy, but it's I'm definitely not the young, reckless, wild child weekend warrior I used to be, in terms of just diving in head first and running wind sprints and blah, blah, blah. So I think it's important.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, there's this question I wanted to ask you. It was, what do you love doing on your downtime to help with your mental health?
Downtime, mental health. Number one is reading. I love reading. I read so much fantasy and comic books and stuff like this. Sometimes I'll read some, nonfiction books, or, books that are more educational and stuff like that. But I just love to disappear in, fantasy novels and historical fiction stuff, like I said, comic books. So I don't know. I'm a huge reader. And so that is always a good thing for me to do, every night before I go to sleep, is to just take time, let the brain wind down, and just read until the book hits me in the face.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, my last question. So we know you have a wonderful mental health practice like meditation and journaling. If you were told you could only practice one, which would you not give up?
Ooh, Jen. I'm greedy, Jen. I want them all.
No, just one. Just one.
It's rough. I'm gonna go with meditation because I think that can serve anyone at any point in their lives. I think whether you can do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15, or go and get certified for transcendental meditation, which I did back in the day. Any form of it, I think, is great. They have amazing audio tracks with just like binaural beats that just like kind of hum in the background, and you can just, you don't have to just listen to the sound of your breathing. You can have, rainfall and just something that stimulates your brain in the same way. And I just think it's so useful for anybody, like I said before, any walk of life, no matter where they are in life. So I'll go with that. I love to journal. I love to do a lot of gratitude writing, but I know that technique isn't for everybody. So I'm going to go with meditation, which I think could work for just about anybody.
Right, I think so. We closing off, but basically what I've just wanted to say as well, you've done a couple of months ago, you've done a great video for us in the group. So to keep us motivating. So I just wonder if you've got a few words just for all the ladies here who attended today and crushing their goals. Like I know Gemma is doing such a great work. Monica as well, amazing with her workouts. And Jo, she's doing a skipping challenge. So there is so many people here who's just took on their fitness journeys. So I was just wondering if you've got a few words just to keep us going, really.
I love it. I think that's so cool, to hear. I love that this group exists, and all of you wonderful people who put it together. Hats off to you. I think it's so empowering, to have that support and to have a safe place, a place to share ideas and tips and things that worked for you. I think that's really fantastic. Hopefully everybody is enjoying it, as well, because I just think fitness can just be a lifestyle. It could just be something that exists in your life for however long as you want, hopefully right up till the end, because it just serves you well in so many ways. So I would just, I would say enjoy it for right now, but if you think about it as something that can serve you for the rest of your life, hopefully that can take any pressure you're feeling off of yourself to go hard now and get it done now and this, that, whatever else. Just take your time with it and find stuff that you enjoy. Like anything else in life, your fitness should be fun, and you should do it comfortably with other people that are also fun and supportive. And much like you'd find a friend or a husband or a wife or anything, you'd want them to be fun and supportive. And I just think that if you look at it as something that serves you and your life long term, you don't have to worry about crushing every single goal out of the gate in the short term. You'll get there.
That's great. Thank you. So Jen, do you have just a few words to just finish it off, or?
No, was I supposed to?
No, I just thought you started, you can finish.
Right? No.
No words.
No words.
I just want to say thank you to Josh
thank you
for putting this together and gathering all the questions and getting everyone together to do this. It's been really enjoyable. And thank you so much, Chad, for joining us and answering all these questions. So we really have enjoyed ourselves. So thank you very much.
No, they're great questions. Thank you again for organizing this all, and so many. It's great to see you all. I feel like we're friends. I'm not going to be able to Twitch stream all that much, so this is actually really fun to be able to connect with a bunch of you who support me there as well. So hopefully some of my wacky answers will help some of you out and point you in some new directions that you're interested in trying on for size. But really just proud of everybody. it's cool. It's one thing to decide for yourself that you want to go on this journey. It's another thing to be vulnerable and open up and share that, you know, with other people. And I just think this group is amazing, you know, in terms of supporting and helping and keeping each other accountable and you know, reaching for more and for new ideas and stuff like that. So I just want to say that I think it's really rad, and I appreciate everybody here with their questions, and I hope that you keep enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and we are here together thanks to you.
Yes, we are.
Like I said, a very small part, me. It's all about you.
But it's there, so thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much. It was really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Much love to you all.
Love.
Show me them
Bye-bye.
guns. Show me them guns. That's optional. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you. You too. You
Bye,
too.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.